These are the Mint Cucumber Edition playing cards. The tuck box is done on a matte green cardstock. It says Mint and has the Mint logo on a silver metallic, and then says Luxury Playing Cards in a green metallic. The one long edge says Luxury for the Modern Cardition. The other long edge says the Mint Collection. The bottom has some ad copy. The back is going to be a metallic version of the back design, and you're also going to have a white custom tuck seal. The large inner tuck flap has the silver Mint logo again, and just like how the back of the tuck box has tons of green metallic, the entire inside of the tuck box has the same design as the back, but with a silver metallic instead. The back design for the Cucumber Mint playing cards is absolutely stunning and is going to be fantastic for sleight of hand, especially considering it is a fully marked deck. And if you want to learn how to read this fully marked deck, make sure to subscribe, because next week I'll be teaching you how to read it. Then onto your number card, you're going to have slightly reshaped pips, indices, and values, but for the most part all of your placement and coloring is all going to be standard. The same is going to go for your 3 aces, except for the center pip has been slightly enlarged. Your court cards have been simplified down to only reds and blacks, and even the designs within them have been simplified as well. The only other thing within these court cards that you'll want to note is that one king is going to be especially difficult for performing sleight of hand, which is going to be the King of Diamonds, considering this right here is going to go farther than what normal court cards would. If you're going to try and do the reverse blank fan, that is not going to work with this deck because it's going to stick out too far. And I do think it was a missed opportunity, instead of only doing black and red, doing black and green to more fit this design. You then have a set of duplicate jokers. Then for your first ad card, you get a double backer, and your second ad card is going to tell you a little bit about the Kickstarter campaign and about Mint playing cards. And last but not least, your Cucumber Mint playing cards, Ace of Spades. Now, although this deck clearly looks beautiful, let's see if it handles as well as it looks. So from bottom to top, we'll see if this is in Faro, and it Faros beautifully. No problem there. And then we'll check from top to bottom as well, because a lot of decks do Faro one way and then not the other. So this deck is not one of them apparently, because it fared beautifully from top to bottom as well. Then when it comes to the stock and the feel of these playing cards, how thick it is and how it's actually going to feel in your hand, you're definitely going to have a deck of cards that is going to be pretty much middle of the line when it comes to the stock of the playing cards. It's going to feel very similar to a bicycle deck when it comes to the thickness, maybe slightly thinner. But then when it comes to the actual feel of it in your hands, there are more buttery decks and more snappy decks. Buttery decks are more for things like Under Pressure, which looks like this. And snappy decks are more for things like Backdrop or ATM, which consequently would look like this. So clearly, this deck can do all of them and there's no issue with that. But if you're going to lean one way, wondering which way it is, I would definitely lean a bit toward buttery, which means it's going to be a bit more malleable. And if you are going to pick this deck up for yourself, definitely make sure to check that out in the description below, or popping up right here in just a second, because you'll be getting it for 10% off with code CardPerfectMagician, so you can save some money while you're at it. But you will want to know how to read the back design on this fully marked deck, and if you want to check out the playlist before that drops next week, you can check it out right here, where I talk about a ton of different decks and how to read the back design marking system.